You are about to receive a third eye upgrade and activation in your field for your clairvoyant abilities. And when I say clairvoyance, a lot of times we're envisioning seeing images or spirits in our mind or outside of us. Clairvoyancy can also be seeing future potential timelines for yourself and others with your spiritual eyes. So it's not even something that you have to necessarily see physically, externally, or intrinsically. It's more so just being able to have perception of the future. I was giving a reading to a client earlier, and she gave me permission to share this so that it can create shifts in your own field as well. So when I went into hers, I noticed that she was experiencing a lot of eye strain. And I asked her higher self, hey, what is going on here? And then her and I were transported to a scene in the Disney movie Hercules, and it's where Meg is standing next to the fountain and singing with the muses. So I thought that was very interesting. And she was looking up into the sky, and I said, oh, what are you looking at? Because you can see all of the stars. She said, I'm searching for the Archer constellation. I said, oh, Sagittarius. Why are you looking for that? And her higher self came in and said, oh, this has to do with her priestess sight. She looked at me and said, I feel like I'm missing my mark, i.e. the Archer. I said, okay, well, why do you feel that way? And then her higher self came in to give some advice and said, instead of figuring out where people are coming from, we need to be asking, where are they trying to get to? So again, instead of asking where are people coming from, where are they trying to get to? I asked, why is that important? And higher self said, because we have been looking through a limited viewscape. When you're talking to somebody as an energy healer, practitioner, whether you do it in a business or just in your regular schmegular life, we're communicating with someone and we're looking through the lens of their current self-concept, how they view themselves and their reality, which that is very beneficial as empathic persons and sensitive persons, because it allows you to step into what they're experiencing in life via their feelings, emotions, beliefs, the trauma that they have been through, so you can get a real sense of where they're coming from. So what that looks like is you stepping into their field. Okay, we're gonna pretend you are them. And you are looking up at their higher self to receive insights and downloads to support them in life. So in this viewscape, you're looking this way, okay? And what we need to do instead is actually jump 3 higher selves forward, okay? Because we have multiple higher selves, just like we have multiple inner children within us. There's a higher self a year from now, and 5 years from now, and 20 years from now. Okay? So when you're speaking with someone, we're gonna jump forward at least 3 higher selves, okay? You can go further out than that if you want. What that is doing is it is coming from an elevated place of being. It is showcasing to the person that you're talking to their capabilities and potentialities, what they are really capable of experiencing in their life and their reality. Then, okay, so we have 3 higher selves up here, and we're looking back instead of us looking this way. We're looking at ourselves, and we need to filter that through the lenses of 1 higher self above. So we have 3 higher selves up here, 1 higher self above, and then the person that you're speaking to. Because if you're giving insights from a higher self that's 3 steps away, that is going to overstimulate the person you're talking to. Because that's too many consciousness jumps, that's too many action steps. They're not going to really think that that's tangible enough for them. So you got to filter that down through a higher self that is closer to them. But you had to get that elevated information to get them excited about life. Be like, girl, this is where you're heading. Okay, now let's make it tangible for you and filter it through that next higher self above. But this is what has been causing the eye strain. Because when you're looking through the perceptual awareness field of someone from where they currently are at their future potentialities, you're having to look through so many distortion lenses and trauma and filters and programming, and they are not going to think that that reality is even capable for them. So you're having to jump forward way in the future and be like, I can see where you're headed. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to get closer to you in your next higher self so I can give you the instructions on what to do next. Hence, why higher self was giving us advice of not looking through where they're coming from, but where they're going to. It's going to make it so much of an easier process on you and for the person you're speaking with, because you're coming from a much higher vibration and frequency instead of the low one that they're currently in, and why they're talking to you in the first place, asking for support and advice. We need to be, you know, their energetic cheerleader and hype person. And so we've got to go up a multitude of levels. And then once we get all that information, bring it down a couple notches in frequency and say, okay, these are your instructions of how to make forward movement. Now, when I was saying 3 higher selves above, that's just a obscure number that I chose. Okay, that's something that you'll utilize with your clairvoyant ability, just to see how far out that you can go in timeline potentialities in order to still make it relevant for the person you're speaking with. I would love to hear in the comments if this helped you see what you're doing with greater clarity. And if you would like your own personal reading, I am offering 3 of these in April and May. And what this looks like is I'm stepping into your energetic field with your astral body, higher self, and your different incarnations that are very proficient in their psychic abilities. And I'm going to look at your 8 clair senses. So that's claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsalience, clairgustance, clairtangency, clairempathy, and clairsentience. And I'm going to see what needs to be cleared, activated, and evolved so that you can receive more insights and downloads, creative expressions, interpret signs, symbols, and synchronicities with more ease, have more dynamic client sessions, and be in more attunement with your physical body's needs that it would like to receive from you. It's a whole recalibration to your psychic development. So if you would like to participate, you can share a comment, send me a DM, email me magicwithsage@gmail.com, and I am wishing you an absolutely magical day.